to go.
Good to go.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Town of Barnstable Licensing Authority meeting for April 24th, 2024. My name is David Nunheimer. With me to my right is Mr. John Flores. To his right, Mr. Larry Decker. To his right, Nancy Carlson-Lidman. And to her right, Ms. Jessica Silva. Our Town Council liaison is Mr. Craig Tamish. To my left is David Anthony, Director of Insurance and Asset Coordinator. To his left is Officer Christopher Kelsey. Got that right?
All right, very good.
And to his left is Ms. Erin Logan, Interim Director of Asset Management and Licensing. I've got to get rid of that interim. Yeah. We're going to have, this meeting's being recorded pursuant to Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 20. Anyone who is recording this meeting must make their presence known at this time. Seeing none, we get to open the matter to public comment. Anybody who wishes to speak to any matter about this before this board, not necessarily to the specific matters, but in general matters. If you want to approach the microphone at this time. Seeing none, Mr. Decker.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that public comment be closed.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll approve the minutes for December 11th.
I make a motion to accept the minutes of December 11th, 2023.
All in favor? I'm sorry, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
First matter that we'll call is to an application by P. Dunlin LLC, The Odd Triangle, 412 Main Street, Hyannis, for a change of manager from Catherine Teresa Fitzsimmons to Desmond Keogh. Mr. Nickerson is here.
Where are we, John? We skipped over. What number?
Number 5.
Number 5.
Sorry.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. My name is Patrick Nickerson, an attorney from the law offices of John W. Kenny. To my left is Desmond Keogh, the applicant before you, and we are proposing and have applied for a change of license manager for the Odd Triangle. It should come that no surprise that once the Union Jack flag had been replaced by the flag of Ireland on Main Street, that more changes would be forthcoming to the business.
It's a revolution.
Mr. Keogh has been very involved with the business day-to-day operations since June 2023. He reports to me that he is TIP certified, working day and night, improving the business. There have been changes in staff, changes to the menu, et cetera. And we're asking your permission to have a change of manager from the current manager, Catherine Fitzsimmons, to Desmond Keogh. Catherine Fitzsimmons is going to be moving on to other ventures.
Great.
If you have any questions for
Mr.
me,
Keogh, if you could just describe for us, for the record, your experience in the business, that would be great.
I've been there every day since we purchased a place since last June. I'm TIP certified. But basically, I've done, it feels like 8 years and less than a year. That's my experience so far. I have worked other careers before, and I'm familiar with the laws and stuff.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions?
Just a comment. Having been by the old Triangle a number of times, I can honestly say I've never seen a guy working harder. You're there 24/7. I think you sleep there.
Thank you, John.
What a job well done.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
You're
Thank
really
you.
running a nice operation.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
while we acknowledge that that Desmond has less experience than probably most, I can say that he has taken the initiative to reach out to the licensing authority and to the police department on a number of occasions to make sure that he was doing things properly, to make sure that the changes that he was making were legal. So that's something that I would love to see more businesses do. So I can say that I can support what he has done there and what he continues to do.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Anything from the public that wishes to speak to, anyone from the public that wishes to speak to this? Seeing none?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the application filed by P. Dublin LLC, DBA The Odd Triangle for a change of manager to Desmond Keough as submitted.
All right, first we'll move to close the public comment. That was the new trick today.
I
Second?
was under the impression that only had to be done under public comment. Is that right, Aaron?
No, public hearings.
Chair Nanhenbayer is correct. So it's after each application, we need to close that. Otherwise, we open ourselves up to public comment in the future on this particular application.
All right, I make a motion excuse me, to close public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Then a motion to approve.
I move to approve the application filed by P. Dublin LLC, DBA The Odd Triangle for a change in manager to Desmond Keough as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Continued good luck.
Thank you so much.
Work on your British accent, will you?
Congratulations.
Mr. Corain, you have a matter?
What are we doing now?
I don't know. Which number, what's the matter?
Was the entertainment license and the CV license for 235
Ocean Street?
Ocean Street?
Number 4.
Chair, if I may, just the alcohol license that was approved a few months ago included the common victular. So we are not seeking approval of the common victular. You already have that at this time.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure, because of the question, if it hadn't been approved by the state yet, whether or not we could be okay. So, all right,
So
perfect.
just for the record, this is an application filed by 235 Ocean Partners LLC, DBA The Break, 235 Ocean Street, Hyannis, for a new daily live and daily non-live entertainment license. Live entertainment to include live amplified music with a maximum of 2 performers and 2 pieces. Proposed live entertainment hours are Monday through Thursday, 5 to 10 p.m., Friday, 5 to 11 p.m., and Saturday, 12 to 11 p.m., and Sunday, 12 to 10 p.m. Non-live entertainment daily to include 7 TVs, music at conversation level. Proposed non-live entertainment hours are 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Corain.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Attorney Christopher Corain, representing 235 Ocean, Ocean Partners LLC, doing business as The Break. With me today is Adrian Prizlak. He is one of the owners of the restaurant, and as well as Sean Richards, who is the manager. You got to know them the last time we were here when we did the liquor license hearing. They are now applying for the entertainment license. The entertainment won't be much different from the old Harborview Inn or Harborside Inn. So, you know, it's really supposed to be complimentary to the restaurant. So we're not looking for, you know, it's not going to be a nightclub or anything like that. It's really going to be complimentary to the restaurant. And as noted in the public hearing notice and in the application, there will be non-live and live entertainment, including TVs, music piped in through at conversation level, and a live bands on the first and or second floor. So happy to answer any questions, but really, as I say, it's really complimentary to the restaurant, and you know, will be not much different from what you've seen there previously.
Well, I hope it's more successful than what was there before.
I hope so too.
All right, and you're aware that of the noise regulations, and we've got the hotel right there, so anyway.
Yes,
All
it's
right.
in our lease too, because the hotel is our landlord,
Oh, yeah.
so it's very clearly stated in the lease, basically that, you know, we have to end at a certain time and keep the noise down.
Good. Okay. Anybody have any comment? Mr. Flores?
Yeah, so you're leasing that from the Newport Group, correct?
Correct.
So there's an upstairs and a downstairs. Will the music be down or up?
Music, non-live is for both, and live, we submitted it to be for both, because we're not sure exactly what we're gonna do in the future. So we'd like the ability to have it, but we're not thinking of full bands. We're thinking of, you know,
Right.
people on acoustic guitars with a small amplifier, you know. a couple
What
people
about
singing.
what about the open balcony?
Nothing outside.
Because at one time, that was the Hyannis Anglers Club, of which myself and a few people I see in the audience were longtime standing members.
Yeah, we can't-
And we sold it to the Newport Group.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So that was my question, where will the music be located?
Inside.
Okay.
We are not allowed to go outside on the balconies or the patio.
Thinking of neighbors. Thank you.
Are you thinking of both at the same time, live, or one at a time, or
We hadn't thought of it.
to be announced?
If it's, I would think it's one at a time,
Okay.
because if we're hiring someone to perform, or, someone else is performing.
Can you just move towards that microphone, please? I'm sorry, because
Sorry. If we have someone performing, I think we would want that to be the draw that evening and not have competing things.
Okay. Thank you.
anybody else have any questions? Anybody from the public wish to speak to this application? No, I'm sorry.
Good morning. My name is Joe Hoffman. I live at 15 Daisy Bluff Lane in Hyannis, which is pretty much of a chip shot from the property involved. And I'm here really to ask that, I heard what the attorneys and the new proprietors have said. I just want to reiterate that this has been a long-standing problem in the harbor area, and this board has dealt with that pretty effectively in the past. But we'd like to see that the entertainment be restricted to indoor use, as they said they would do, so that it doesn't emanate more than the code. Code allows for about 150 feet of music to reach the residential area. And we've had that problem in the past with the Raw Bar. And when the Raw Bar moved to the hotel property for the last couple of years, our conversations with the hotel people, the Cohens, was that the music would be self-contained. And if it ever got above that, we would call the hotel group in Newport. And finally, Bobby Weeks said, don't call the hotel, call me, and I'll turn it down, and which he did very effectively. But that's important, and just as long as it's understood that it won't be on the outdoor deck, that's fine with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just a quick comment. I know in the past practice here at the licensing board, restaurants that have had music where neighbors have complained, the owners have purchased a decibel meter to find out what the level is. And, once it gets above 60 to 65 decibels, it starts to get pretty loud. So, I concur with that neighborhood. It's, that emanates, pretty loudly. So we want to be sure that that's covered. When you think that, a typical, to compare it, a vacuum cleaner runs at 75 decibels.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be listening to that. So anything around 50 usually is what's expected. So you might want to look into that.
Totally fine. Is there a town ordinance of a decibel level of any kind that we can reference, or is it just 75 or 70 as a general thing?
That's a general
It's-
number, and it's 150 feet. You're not supposed to hear it after that.
I mean, the rule of thumb has always been about 50 decibels.
And you could buy one on your phone, but obviously the problem you have there is it's kind of you have a natural amplifier in the area because of the water, the way it's structured there, so, but I'm sure the hotel group will keep their foot on them, and if Mr. Hoffman has any questions, I'm sure he'll give you a call to do that.
Yes. Sorry.
Go ahead.
The hotel operators basically have made it very clear, I don't think that building existed as close as it is now. There's literally rooms 20 feet away. So they were, I think they're going to be our first call if something's too loud.
Yeah,
That building's always been that close,
Has it? Okay.
at least for the past decade.
Oh, yeah. I saw
it's just
pictures
newer,
from
yeah.
Before,
probably
no,
20 years
there was a
ago
parking
that
lot
there
in
was a
between.
parking lot there.
All right, does anybody else from the public wish to speak to this application? Seeing none, Mr. Decker?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to close public comment on this matter.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, and then we'll have a motion with respect to this matter.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the application filed by 235 Ocean Partners LLC DBA The Break for a daily live and daily non-live entertainment license as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Good luck.
All right, then we'll move back to new business, a special one-day beer and wine entertainment license filed by Amplify POC Cape Cod to hold Amplified POC Summer Vendor Market and Festival at the Town Green behind us at 367 Main Street, Hyannis, on June 20th. From 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., beer and wine will be served by Erica Sterling, and entertainment will be live performing arts as well as one inflatable.
Yes,
Morning.
hello, good morning. Thank you for allowing me to speak this morning. I'm here to contest
Why don't you tell us your name?
Sure, I'm sorry. Tara Vargas Wallace from Amplify POC.
Great, go ahead.
I'm here to contest the suggestion of 2 Barnstable police at our venue, at our event on June 30th. Typically, in the past, we've held this event several years now. We've always had 1 Barnstable police officer. There's never been any rowdiness or anything to suggest that we would need more than 1. It's also an extra added burden on a brand-new nonprofit. The expense of a police detail. We're already required 1, and 2 would be, just, I think, unrealistically unreasonable. And so that's what I'm here to contest today.
Well, let's go back for a second, because I have no idea what you do. So you tell us what Amplify POC is.
Yes. So Amplify POC, we are a racial equity nonprofit organization that has with the mission of amplifying and businesses owned by people of color, as well as to eradicate the racial wealth gap and foster ownership in communities of color. And we do that in a multiple avenues of ways. We hold vendor markets to amplify visibility and patronage for Black and brown businesses. It also is a way for us to be in community together, for the whole community to come out and support. It's a wonderful family event, and that's the event that I'm here for today, but we do a lot of other things as well. We have workshops, business workshops, and home buying workshops, and we have networking events, all kinds of things to support communities of color on Cape Cod.
So I guess we'll direct this to Officer Kelsey.
Thank you. Yes, the recommendation was for 2 police officers, and that has been the consistent practice for me when I recommend on licensed events on Town Green especially. Any town property where there's going to be alcohol served, I have made it a practice since taking this seat almost 3 years ago to recommend that a police officer be there. Now, the number of police officers that I recommend depends on the attendance. So with 300 people that you're looking to have attend with alcohol being served, that's where I came up with the 2 police officers. Now, I know that that was the same recommendation that we made last year, and I believe this board, after discussion, did ask if it would be okay to reduce it to 1 police officer. So that discussion, if that's had, we can go forward with that and see where we want to come out with a solution on that. But I will tell you that next year, when you come back, the recommendation is going to be 2 police officers next year as well.
Okay. So I understand. I mean, there's other vendor events that happen. Love Live Local holds much larger vendor events, and we go to those as well and support, and there are only we only see 1 officer.
If you look into the records, which we can provide, the recommendation is 2. That's sort of the standard for anything that's over 200 people on the town green.
Okay.
That is not a set policy. That is not a bylaw or an ordinance.
Okay.
It is basically something I take into account what the event is, what they have for security there, what they're using for barriers, how much alcohol they're going to be serving. That's where all of that comes out to make that determination.
Okay.
And with respect to last year's event, how did that go?
I
You were
don't
there.
know of any complaints. I mean,
No, but I mean, in terms of security and with 1 police officer, did that work?
again, I went through and did a very quick compliance on the alcohol. I was not there for the entire event. I have not heard any complaints from the event.
Okay. Anybody on the board wish to speak to this? Mr. Decker?
Do you have your own security people, too, in addition to a police officer?
Informally, yes.
I mean, are they, someone is making sure that the public doesn't go beyond certain limits
Oh, yes, we actually have one volunteer, designated volunteer for the beer and wine tent specifically to make sure that IDs are being checked, that no one's leaving out of the bounded area, the restricted area, and just to keep things in check at all times. In addition to the volunteers that we have surrounding the premises.
Mr. Flores?
Yeah. I know that obviously when you hire a detail, it takes money out of the net in terms of the operating, but at the same time, I think I'm going to err on the side of safety and what the police department is recommending. They've always recommended two. That's normally what we've approved. And not to take anything away from Amplify, I've been to those. They're terrific events.
Thank you.
But I just think that, if it's only one and something happens, then shame on us for not really following the recommendation of the police department. So I'm going to err on the side of safety and take Officer Kelsey's recommendation.
Thank you.
Jessica?
Is there a way to utilize the community resource officers in this event?
No.
Okay.
So
Just thought I'd ask.
basically, when it comes to using officers who are already assigned, and then you have private events, we want the officers who are assigned to the private events to be assigned to the private events. If we use the community resource officers or the CIU unit or something like that, if something else happens in the community and they're needed, now they're pulled from that event. And it's sort of solved. It doesn't solve any problems.
Anyone else have any questions or comments? Anyone from the public wish to speak to this application further? I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the special one-day beer and wine and special one-day entertainment application for Amplified POC Summer Vendor Market and Festival as submitted with the suggestion of Officer Kelsey that 2 police attend this event.
Second.
All in favor?
Before,
Aye.
excuse me, before you actually take a final vote, I'm looking at this. So
I
the
have
event's
my
on,
safety plan with me if you'd like to see it.
the event is on June 20th?
June 30th.
June 30th, okay. So we do have time to have you come back to the board with maybe a new safety plan,
Okay.
with a plan that possibly has security as part of it,
Okay.
and possibly going on the model that Level of Local uses. They have enough security where we only make them have 2 police officers. If they didn't have that much extra security, if they didn't have that many volunteers, they probably would have to have 6 for that event.
Wow, okay. How much extra security would I need to have in order to?
So what I'm suggesting is, if the board is open to this, why don't we have a conversation? Aaron and myself can sit down with you and talk about what an appropriate security plan would be,
Sure.
and that might be able to mitigate the need for 2 police officers. I'm not saying that it absolutely will, because it's going to depend on what your resources will be on the other side.
Of course.
But I'm open to that conversation if the authority is open to that conversation.
Just a quick comment. I support that, but I want to be sure that in the future, if this is the road we're going to go down, we're going to have to take a look at every event where traditionally we've required 2 officers, and now we're going to suggest with 1 and people coming back with a security plan. Just something to think about. I just want to open up that as an issue.
And I absolutely agree with it. I think the only reason that I'm willing to sort of do this for this event is I'm not sure that the organizers were really educated, and I'm not trying to take anything
ahead.
away from you, on what the security plan should be.
Okay.
And to make a public comment on that, for any organization that's coming forward, please reach out to myself or to someone on the licensing authority or in the licensing office, and we will help you come up with that security plan ahead of time so that we don't have this type of a discussion sitting right up here at a meeting.
I think given that last year they survived with 1 officer and there were no complaints, is some evidence to that.
We've done that 3 years in a row, just to say.
All right. So why don't we withdraw that, make a motion to withdraw that motion, if you would, please?
Mr. Chairman, there's, to your left, there's somebody else.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Anthony. Just hit me.
I'd like to build on this a bit. My area is obviously town liability, and that's one of the things that we're constantly looking at trying to manage. And unfortunately, over the past 10 years, we've seen an increase in situations where the town has to take a proactive stand on liability, especially on issues that happen on town property. This is an issue that is widespread, and we've had to tighten up and increase our liability position, which unfortunately has a direct impact on those user groups that are on Town Green, at Aselton Park, those locations where alcohol is allowed, but also those locations where it's not, ball fields, things like that. Early on in the process, when you apply to use town property, before you get to this point, there should be plenty of opportunity to have discussion. And this is the advantage of having licensing and asset management be in the same office, that Aaron and I work literally 10 feet apart, and we can work through some of these issues much earlier on. And we welcome the opportunity to make town resources available. Sometimes it might be, common sense says if you can offer beer and wine, you're going to get better attendance, but maybe you get to a point where that's not necessary to get the attendance. And by eliminating it, you actually put yourself in a much easier position to be able to hold that event. So sometimes there are some opportunities that we can work with you on that as well early on in the process, and I applaud the fact that Officer Kelsey came up with that idea to kind of meet early on so that we can support these organizations, because Town Green is an important and visible spot, and that's the whole purpose of use of public land, is to make opportunities available. So if they can't help you, certainly I can, but we all work together in order to produce that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Mr.
Just
Chairman?
so we're clear, the notice says that it was to be on June 20th, but you're telling me it's June 30th. Okay.
Yes, it's June 30. We have our permit for June 30th as well.
That's okay. Good.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing out so that when it comes up on the agenda the next time. Mr. Decker.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to withdraw the previous motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye. And, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to postpone this application to either May 22nd or June 26th for further processing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so if you would speak with Officer Kelsey and Ms. Logan, that would be appreciated, and hopefully you can have a security plan that will enable us to do as much as we can.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Come up with a plan that just needs one, and with their recommendation, we're good.
All right, the next is an application filed by Cape Cod Blue Economy Foundation to hold the Big Blue Expo, an after-hours gathering to promote the Cape Cod Blue Economy Foundation at 480 Barnstable Road, Hyannis. Beer and wine will be served by Sarah Murphy, and from you are.
Good morning, I'm Lorraine Levine from the Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce, also representing the Blue Economy Foundation.
Can you tell us what the Blue Economy Foundation is?
So the Blue Economy Foundation is putting on this conference for the second time, the Big Blue Conference, which is going to be held at Aloft Aviation in Hyannis. It's a 2-day conference talking about the economy and marine water and all kinds of coastal resilience and things like that. Our first day is about electrification, and the second day is about marine issues. In between those 2 days, we're going to have a little gathering, a social gathering at the airport terminal called the Big Blue Expo. We're inviting the public and our conference attendees, members of the Chamber of Commerce, to attend for a networking event. We're going to have our exhibitors there and some refreshments. We're going to have some food, and Bad Martha and Cape Cod Package Store will be doing beer and wine tastings with tip-certified pourers, and Sarah is also overseeing the event for us as our representative.
Great. Does anyone have any comment? Mr. Decker?
So this is going to be held at 480 Barnstable Road? Or
Correct.
some other, that's where it's going to be held?
Correct. It will be at the airport terminal itself in the baggage area. And we are working very closely with the airport and have a security plan in place. They have their staff, their maintenance staff and security. Katie Service will be there as well. So we're very tightened up with them.
Anybody else have any questions?
Will there be a police detail?
Yes, we've applied for a police detail. We have a registration table. People will be asked for IDs when they come in, and we have a bracelet that we'll be giving people who are over 21, which we expect the majority of people to be.
I know the airport is very excited about hosting it. I sit on the airport commission, so we've had
good.
lots of discussions about it, so I look forward to it.
Oh, good.
I'll be
Well,
attending.
The conference is going to be very educational, and, please join us if you can. It's going to be a really nice event.
Just for clarification on that, yes, there is going to be a police detail. Mrs. Levine has reached out to the licensing authority and to the police department to share what her plans were and what the airport's plans were for security. The airport does have a police officer who is on duty there already. And like I mentioned with the last situation, that officer is not going to be allowed to be part of the numbers for security for this event. They have other responsibilities dedicated strictly to the airport. That's why an additional police officer was recommended to be hired. And that's consistent with the other events that have gone on at the airport over the last year or so since I started doing events.
Very good. Mr. Decker.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the special one-day beer and wine license for the Cape Cod Blue Economy Foundation as submitted.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Next application is filed by Osterville Jewelers, DBA Osterville Jewelers, 1112 Main Street, Unit 21 in Osterville for a junk dealer license, a new junk dealer license. And you are?
Greg Lennox, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah. So tell us what you want to do with this license, Mr. Lennox.
I run a fine jewelry store. We buying gold, silver, and platinum off the streets, as we've been doing. I worked with Richard Silva for 28 years in the same spot. He recently retired last summer, and we reopened at doing the same thing. So we're pretty much doing that same thing. We do a lot of state buying as well and selling, so we do a lot of secondary market.
Yeah, good to know. Does anybody have any questions for this applicant? No? Anybody from the, I'm sorry, I'm blind on my left side.
So I understand that you were working with Mr. Silva. You say that he retired a year ago, but you've been continuing to buy over the last year without your license?
No, he retired last fall.
Last
We're
fall?
applying right now to do this going again.
Okay. So you haven't
We
been...
opened up in November. No, I haven't been buying off the street yet. I have to get my license, that's why.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. We work with the police department well, too. We put all our monthly buying things in when we get our license. We're aware of all that stuff.
Anybody from the public wish to speak to this application? Seeing none, Mr. Decker.
Mr. Chairman, I move to
Close public comment.
close public comment on this matter.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Decker.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the application filed by Osterville Jewelers for a junk dealer license as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Next application is filed by Yankee Estate Sales, LLC, DBA Sandy Neck Seaside Merchants, 1025 Main Street, West Barnstable, for a new junk dealer license. And
Good morning, everyone.
morning.
Morning.
And you are?
Bonita Patello.
Benita? So you've been running these estate sales? And I assume that this allows you to bring some things into your store? Is that the object?
Yes, yes. So everything that's left over, or mostly everything that's left over from an estate sale, that doesn't get sold during the estate sale, I'd like to bring it into the store and have it more options of people to come and shop.
Anybody from the public wish to speak to this application? Anybody on the board? Mr. Decker?
Ma'am, you actually have a store there?
Trying to open up this store, just different things are getting in the way of the parking, as far as I know. That's been signed off, or will be signed off, and we're putting in a handicap bathroom for employees.
Where is 1025 Main Street in West Barnstable? Is it near, like, the 149?
Yeah,
Complex right there?
149, take a right, and it's right there on the right-hand side. Hot yoga is there. Yeah,
Right, it's an acupuncture place there.
that's true.
So okay, so that's where you're located?
Yes.
Okay.
Anything else? Mr. Decker, the first motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to close the public hearing on this matter.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the application filed by Yankee Estate Sales, LLC, DBA Sandy Neck Seaside Merchants for a junk dealer license subject to the final approval of the building commissioner.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you, thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you. An application, next matter is an application filed by Jones N. of 974 Craigville Beach Road, Centerville, for new seasonal common victual license and seating outdoors, open daily from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Hi,
Hello.
I'm Pauline Jones.
Hi, Pauline, speak right into that microphone and tell us what you're going to do.
Well, we're opening up a takeout restaurant on the beach, and we're going to be serving all kinds of food, ethnical food, the regular beach food, and
It's going to be on Craigville Beach. I'm Janine. Hi.
that's my plan.
I actually am in the hospitality business, and I also do food management. I have been doing hospitality over 20 years and food management over 10. I actually work at the hotel right next door to 974 Craigville Beach, the Ocean View. It's my favorite place. So I see the day-to-day basis. I've always worked with Mary at the Barnacle. She has really mentored me to show me
Yeah, she's really
exactly
good.
what to do. So when this opportunity came up, because I'm always over there, even though I work at the hotel, I'm always in the restaurants. Tony had came to me and asked me, would this be something that we wanted to do? So I said, absolutely. There's going to be no music, there's no indoor seating, no alcohol. It's just strictly a
Takeout.
snack shack
Yeah.
for the beach, which does very well.
And upscale.
Yeah, and
Snack
upscale more. So we're going to elevate the food.
Going to elevate the snacks.
I like it.
Yes,
All right, as soon as you dig all the sand out, you'll be fine.
exactly. I'll keep the seagulls away.
All right, anybody from the public wish to speak to this? Seeing none, anybody on the board have?
Just a quick question.
Yes.
Is this where the Barnacle 2, the pizza place used to be? Is that where you?
Yes, yes.
So the Barnacle, which is separate, that's,
Yeah.
That's still going to be there,
left.
and thank God for Mary, because she's going to be
Our
helping
mentor.
us, mentoring us, because this is our first year. It's her first year. I've done it before, so I'm going to help oversee everything.
is Tony going to help out?
Yes,
He's supplying the spaghetti sauce.
yeah. Oh, he's been on us, trust me.
I'm sure.
Mr. Decker?
Pauline, I know you're doing this in honor of your daughter, and I think that's wonderful.
Thank you.
I'm certainly sorry to hear of the bad news, but I think it's great that you're doing this in her honor.
Thank you.
Great. Mr. Anthony?
So one of the things that I've always asked businesses when they're starting out is what to do if the happy occasion happens that you are wildly successful and suddenly you have a challenge to park 12 cars at the same time on a rather confined space. There have been some challenges in the past of people who drive by. Certainly the beach traffic can walk over. But if people park on the opposite side of the road, I'm hoping that if you are wildly successful and this becomes a happy problem to have to manage, that you'll work with the town to try to create some management of that parking on the public right-of-way, because it's a very busy road.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
excellent.
We, especially being at the hotel, there's tons of people that go to the Barnacle. They only have 2 spaces, to be honest. 2 parking spaces, but Tony does let us park on the dirt. But as far as them parking on the other side, I'm always the one to go out and say, hey, you guys can't park there, parking up, the ocean view. We have empty spots. And we're also gonna offer curbside pickup, which is gonna be game changer, because a lot of the locals around there that I know from being there so long have come to me and said, the only problem why we don't like coming here, there's no parking. So if you offer curbside, then maybe we can call, say, hey, we're coming, someone can run out and give us our food. So that's what we're gonna offer. And also, I work with the parking administrator, trust me, especially during Best Buddies. So, yeah, we're gonna have a game plan for that.
Very much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
Could I just ask one more question? You said it's going to be a typical clam shack kind of place, but you also said ethnic foods. I'm curious what kind of ethnic foods you're suggesting?
Cape Verdean,
Cape Verdean?
Spanish, and Wampanoag.
And Brazilian.
And
Oh,
Brazilian?
yeah, Brazilian.
Well, that sounds it. I'll have to try it.
Yeah.
It's a lot to
And,
pump.
and Italian ices.
Oh.
One
Yeah,
of the
we were ordered.
locals came to us and said, we seen you guys in the paper. We just have one suggestion. We're like, what? Serve Italian ices. So I'm like, okay.
Does that include gelato, too?
Yeah.
That'll get me there.
I'll be there.
Mr. Decker.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to close the public comment on this application.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye. Mr. Chairman, I find this. I make a motion to approve the application filed by Joe Zen for a seasonal common victor license, subject to the final approval of the Board of Health.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good luck.
Good luck.
See you on the beach.
Yeah.
The next matter is an application filed by Columbo's Cafe, Inc., DBA Columbo's Cafe and Pastries, 544 Main Street, Hyannis, for a change in manager from Christopher M. Bassley to Ryan LaRiviere.
Good job.
Yeah.
Hi, good morning. My name's Ryan LaRiviere, Columbo's Cafe and Pastry.
Tell us about your experience, sir.
I have been in the restaurant industry for 20-plus years. I have 17 years of various management within the restaurant industry. I've been with Columbo's now a year and a half. Previously, before that, I was with Bobby Burns Management Corp. For 8 years, managing multiple locations with them. Tip certified, serve safe certified, choke safety certified. The list goes on.
Anybody from the public wish to speak to this application? Seeing none, anybody on the board wish to speak? Any questions?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to close public comment on this application.
Second?
All in favor? Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the application filed by Columbo's Cafe, DBA Columbo's Cafe and Pastries, for a change of manager to Ryan LaRiviere.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Next application was filed by DJ's Wings and Things, DBA DJ's Family Sports Pub, 165 Yarmouth Road, Hyannis, for a change of manager from Dennis Carlin to John Carlin. Dennis flew the coop.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Dennis is flying the coop, going to Florida to the condo. And my son, he's been born into this from the day and hour, and he's ready to take over.
He looks like a chicken
I couldn't
wing.
be more proud of him.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is John Carlin. I've been in the restaurant industry for my entire life. I'll be 32 in July, so I guess we could call it 32 years. I have the liquor license in my name in the Falmouth location. I graduated college in 2014, and I've been essentially running both places with the help of my parents since then. Tip certified, choke certified, serve safe certified. The restaurant industry is really all I know, and it's what I want to do with the rest of my life, and this is the next step.
Good. Anybody from the public wish to speak to this application? Anybody from the board?
Just a quick question.
Yes.
With all the construction that goes on at that intersection, how is that, what's that done to your business?
There's construction there?
Just a little bit, yeah. You know, we
And
can't
it's
say.
been going forever.
Yeah, it does feel like quite a while. We can't say we're big fans of it, but we're looking forward to it when it's going to be done. It'll be really nice, so.
If ever.
Yeah.
Is there an end date?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I think my parents might
2026,
have a
I
better.
think.
Actually.
You got to get close to the microphone.
It was supposed to be done 2 years ago, and it's now supposed to be done 2 years from now, so that means 3+, so.
Right.
It's.
No, it's just I
they're
drive
calling
through-
it the DJ's Big Dig.
I drive through that intersection a lot, and I always feel for the folks on that four corners. I go, wow, how do you get in and out of the business?
We're really fortunate. We have a lot of loyal customers.
Yeah.
35 years, and we've been wildly successful.
Yeah.
They
I'm one of
get
them.
to us somehow. They weave and bob,
Yeah.
and they get it.
I go through
They get there for the wings.
I go through that intersection, I feel bad for my suspension. Mr. Decker?
You mentioned two different facilities.
Yes, correct.
Who's going to be there managing it when you're not there?
Well, so I do split my time between the two locations to the best of my abilities. We do have managers in place at all the different locations that take care of the kitchen, the bar, the dining room. So I do have a team behind me of people that are able to assist me. They would all be tip certified as well. But like I said, I do split my time. I try to do between 25 to 30 hours in each location. And, Hyannis is the flagship, as we call it, so I do pay special attention to the Hyannis location.
Any other questions or comments?
Yeah. Where are you in Falmouth?
Right on Main Street, the old Hearth and Kettle there,
Oh, okay.
across from the old Friendlies.
Same menu, same type of,
Same menu, same everything.
thank you.
Yeah.
The old menu. Times don't change. Old Friendlies, old Hearth and Kettle.
Yeah.
Mr. Decker?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to close the public comment on this application.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the application filed by DJ's Wings and Things, DBA DJ's Family Sports Pub, for a change of manager to John Carlin.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Continued good luck. You don't need good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
please take my apologies. I am going to have to leave.
Horace. Next application filed by Cami Perry and Fabio Lima, DBA Perry Lima Cafe, 575 Main Street, Hyannis, to amend their annual wine and malt common victual license for an alteration of the licensed premises and to reduce the premises by removing 573 Main Street, Hyannis storefront from the license. The revised total seating is 68, 48 seats inside and 20 outside. All other operations remain unchanged. Good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
So you're just going to downsize?
Yes.
Same-
We had the 573 and 575 locations, and we are no longer active with the 573. So we're just going to do the 575.
And everything else is staying the same?
Exactly.
Anybody have any questions? Anybody from the public wish to speak to this application? Seeing none. Mr. Decker?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to close the public comment on this application.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the application filed by Cami Perry and Fabio Perry, DBA Perry Lima Cafe, for an alteration of licensed premises to remove the seating and the use of 575 Main Street, Hyannis, as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Next application filed by Tavern on the Fairway LLC, DBA Tavern on the Green, for a transfer of the annual all-alcohol common victual license from the licensee with the same name, Tavern on the Fairway LLC, DBA Tavern on the Green, 1460 Route 149, Marston's Mills. The proposed alcohol manager is Jill Jenkins. You leaving us?
I'm sitting.
We don't want him up.
All right.
Good morning. My name is Lauren DiCarlo. And I'm Jill Jenkins.
All right. So what are you going to do? You going to do the same thing?
Pretty much the same thing. We did change our menu. We have done a lot of work inside, all repainted everything, brand new carpet. We have new chairs, new bar stools, all new outside furniture, new refrigerator, and I think that's, yep, freezer, and I think. Basically, what we're just doing was we're not doing any, as you would say, like altercations. It's just changing from
William Hensley to Lauren DiCarlo, me as the manager and licensee of the liquor license.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Miss Sir.
That was good.
Just for the licensing authority, the applicants have, through their attorney, sent in the proper paperwork to amend the lease, as they are a tenant to the town operating inside of the golf clubhouse. That's an important status to make sure that's there, because that gives them standing to then come in before the licensing authority. We're in the process of reviewing that paperwork. The initial glance is it absolutely meets what it needs to do, and we're going to acknowledge that in writing so that then they can proceed forward appropriately with the town.
Okay.
Just a comment for the public's sake. You're referencing the fact that the town owns that restaurant and they lease it from the town.
That is correct, sir.
Okay, just want to make sure we're clear.
Anyone from the public wish to speak to this application? Seeing none, Mr. Decker.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to close the public comment on this application.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the application filed by the Tavern on the Fairway LLC, DBA Tavern on the Green, to transfer the all alcohol common victor license as submitted, subject to the approval of the lease with the town.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. Now come have some lunch.
Well-
I was going to say that.
Bill, Bill?
I'm always eating breakfast. Bill,
Congrats. Congrats, no more getting up at 4:30 in the morning.
No, I do that.
You do that now.
It's my job. He was smart.
all right. And then moving on to the consent agenda.
Thank you very much, guys.
Good luck.
Thank you. Dave, thank you so much.
I'll take
Mr.
a-
Chairman,
yeah. Go ahead.
I move to approve the consent agenda as printed with a condition that the events on town-owned property where a license for beer and wine be granted will require the discussion of a request of 1 or 2 police and a detail.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So licensing authority division updates. We have none. Moving right along. No.
No police either.
All right. Police department has left the building with Elvis. Mr. Decker, I will take a motion to adjourn until our next meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I move that adjourn this meeting to May 22nd.
And I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.